I think we've all been there. I've certainly been there, where I spend so much on Christmas gifts, and then you start the new year, you start January with this big credit card bill, and you're like, oh, $190, $200 here in cash. Fantastic. So there we have it. December's budget is all set. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our money reset for the month of December. This is the last monthly money reset, how I budget of 2023. I'm shook. I can't believe it. Like, I'm feeling a bit, I don't know, it's like the closing of a chapter, and it's not like these videos are going anywhere. It's not like I'm going anywhere, but the last one of the year, it just feels very symbolic. I don't know. As I was getting ready to film this video, I just started feeling kind of emotional because this is like, I know for sure this is the third December in a row that I've been making monthly money videos. So 3 years of my finances, my journeys, all caught on camera. It's really, really crazy. And sometimes I get requests to like go back and look, and I'm just like, I can't, like, it's too cringe. I can't go back there. It's also crazy because this video 2 years ago was, I don't think I had been laid off yet. So I was like just about to get laid off, I believe. No, it happened kind of mid-December. I think it happened early December. So I don't think I'd been laid off yet 2 years ago, but I remember filming a monthly money video. It must have been for January. I was wearing like a green sweater. I was in my mom's apartment. I had like short hair up to here, and I was just kind of recovering from being laid off. So this time of year, I get very, very in my feels. I get very reflective. I've been talking about that a lot in my videos. And so all these memories are just coming back, and it's so interesting. But speaking of it being the end of the year, I am so excited for that year-end wrap-up content and then that New Year's content. So please let me know what you guys want to see from me in terms of like wrapping up the year. I want to film a lot of like goals videos, reflecting on my goals. I am planning to do my what I have saved, invested, total debt at this year. It's going to be 27. This is going to be the third year in a row that I make that video. So keep your eye out for that. But if there's any other videos you want to see from me through the month of December, early January, please let me know. I would love to hear your requests. And let's get into December's money reset. I'm feeling so good about this one. December for me is the month of, it's the month of like exhale, relinquish control, right? The year's almost out. There's not that much more we can do. For me, this is a time of, yes, I think the early part of December can be very busy across a lot of industries. No matter what type of job you work, I know a lot of people feel that end of the year rush. And then we hit kind of Christmas time, and we hit, you know, the holidays, depending on what you celebrate. And we just get to relax. And there's that beautiful period between Christmas and New Year's where you're like, what day is it? What time is it? And I'm so looking forward to that. So I just feel everything kind of winding down. It feels really nice. Of course, we're gonna talk about how November went. We're gonna talk about what's in store for December. We're gonna look at my budget. We're gonna stuff my cash envelopes, all of the usual kind of monthly payday routine, because I pay myself, or I get paid throughout the month, but I kind of do my budgeting just once a month. So this is my routine. If you are new here, hello, my name is Zoe. I'm 27, I live in Montreal, and you should subscribe. I post a lot of videos about personal finance, mental health, and well-being, and just vlogs, lifestyle, all of that. So if you like what you see, I would love for you to subscribe. And whether or not you're new, please give this video a thumbs up, because it really supports my channel when you like the video. Okay, that's good for the promo. What else do I have to say? Christmas tree, she's here. Snowman, he's there. And Maggie, surprise! Maggie's behind me, so cute. I really wanted to film in front of my Christmas tree today because I wanted this video to just feel a touch festive. I'm drinking an energy drink. I don't know, maybe you could tell by my hyperactivity. All right, so as always, we are gonna start by talking about the money feels, how I felt for November, how I'm feeling going into December. So November felt great. I think in October, I had a lot of financial anxiety, this kind of residual feelings from September where I spent a lot of money. September, I felt great. At the end of the month, I tallied everything up, realized I spent so much money, which caused me to go into October with quite a bit of anxiety. So November was interesting because in the middle of the month, I took a 1 week long trip. So it kind of split up my budgeting where it was like, I'm at home, this is real life, real budget. Then I went on vacation and was spending from my vacation savings and then came back, final budget. So if you watched last month's video, I did adjust the rest of my budget to accommodate for the fact that I was going to be spending from a vacation budget. So for example, my groceries bill was lower. I think my dining out bill might have been a bit lower. Budget, like the cash I put in the envelope. So I had adjusted for everything, and going on vacation was so great. It was the first time that I went on vacation having fully saved up for and set a budget for a vacation. So there was no coming home, oh God, what did I spend? Feeling guilty, how am I gonna pay for this? It was completely planned out, budgeted for, amazing feeling. Like, I never want to travel any other way ever again, I hope, because it just feels so good. And I never felt, I've talked about this before, but I never felt entitled to travel. I never felt like traveling was just something I had to do. I know a lot of people have that like wanderlust itch and they're like, I don't care how much it costs. I don't care, you know, what else I have to sacrifice, like travel is my priority. And I think that's wonderful. I've never been like that. I've always kind of felt guilty when it came to booking trips and like, oh, I'm gonna prioritize other things, like even prioritizing material things over travel. I guess it's just the way my brain works and my kind of mind works when it comes to money. So having just saved up and gone worked really well for me, made me feel really good. And I do love traveling. It's a beautiful experience. So I think, it's just a good lesson for me and maybe for anyone out there who you're dreaming of traveling, but you do feel that kind of guilt. Just save up for it. Save up for it. I was putting aside like $200 a month kind of leading up to fill up my vacation fund, and it was so worth it. This kind of proves the point about like, is budgeting boring? Does budgeting make you boring? Well, no, because it enables you to go on these experiences and feel good and not come home and feel like crap after. And I did film a whole Sunday chat about did budgeting make me boring? That should go up this month in December. Maybe it'll get pushed to January depending on the other videos that I have, but that video is gonna be super exciting. You can keep an eye out for that. The other thing I find really nice about December and what I'm kind of trying to do and what I would love to encourage you guys to try and do as well is, once again, just relinquish control. You can get caught up in like, oh my gosh, I set this goal and the year's almost done and I didn't accomplish it and but we're kind of out of time. And I know that sounds a bit negative, but it's like, let's say you're like, oh, I really want to make $75,000 in 2023. Well, you get to December and you look back at your earnings and you're like, shoot, I only made 50. Maybe that's your scenario. You're not gonna make $25,000 in the month of December. So you have two choices. You can be mad, you can be disappointed, or you can accept it, relax a little bit, and just think about, do I need to set a more realistic goal next year, or how can I make myself achieve that goal next year? So it's not about giving up, but it's about giving up the control, because we really are like winding down that year. And I think it's just like a chance to kind of go easier on ourselves and just relax a bit. I don't know. That's kind of how I'm looking at things, of like, okay, I'm not gonna fuss so much about like everything anymore. I'm gonna just gather the information. I'm gonna be grateful for everything I did. I'm gonna learn from what I didn't accomplish, and then we move into 2024. I'm very much a start on Monday person, so you're not gonna catch me setting new goals in the middle of December 2023. No, I am gonna wait for January 1st. That's just my personality. The last thing from November I thought would be fun to mention is Black Friday. So of course it was Black Friday. I got some questions being like, do you have anything on your Black Friday wish list? What are you shopping for on Black Friday? And it's funny because for me, being on YouTube, being a content creator, I did quite a bit of like sponsored content and stuff around Black Friday. So for me, it's like Black Friday has been happening since the beginning of November. It wasn't this like one event, and it kind of took away some of, I guess, like the fun of Black Friday, because I knew what all these sales were just coming up. I also feel like everything in life, things are starting to happen earlier and earlier. So a lot of Black Friday sales were starting way before Black Friday. We also don't have the same culture of Black Friday in Canada versus the United States, where like no one's really lining up to get into stores. Like no one's punching each other for TVs. We don't really do that here. So all that to say, I didn't have, because for me, Black Friday was so like work focused, And I was like, okay, like, you know, doing these brand deals and I'm making these content for these brands. I also received products doing those product placements that I was like, well, this is amazing. Like I'm, you know, got these new beautiful earrings. I don't need to go buy beautiful earrings now. Like what an amazing perk of this job that I do. It didn't leave me desiring so many things for Black Friday, if we could put it that way. But I did manage to spend, oh, don't worry, I managed to spend money. Around $300 I spent on ski equipment. So I told you guys before, but my rules for Black Friday were stuff you need, stuff for other people like Christmas gifts, and then stuff you've been wanting for a long time. I went into the stuff you need / stuff you've been wanting for a long time category. I bought a ski cover, I bought a boot bag for my skis, and I bought like little things to hold your skis together, and I bought like a neck warmer. So it's not the most, you know, glamorous, like it's nothing like sexy, but it is stuff that I need, and I'm actually really excited for it because I got it all 25% off from the brand Dakeen. And now I'm gonna be like a real ski girl with like a slip, like a cover for my skis and a bag for my boots. So it was like need / want, and it's pretty exciting. So those were my Black Friday purchases. If you guys got any good deals, let me know in the comments, because the other thing about Black Friday is if there's anything you're like, oh shoot, I should have bought that on sale, guess what? Boxing Day is coming up, so you get your kind of redemption moment on Boxing Day. I think that's all for the feels. Honestly, it was very, very positive. I really, once again, relinquished a lot of control. I think throughout the year of 2023, I was putting certain pressures on myself, like randomly throughout the year, I was like, I need to make 6 figures. And I would like, you know, look at my earnings and I would calculate like annualized, okay. And like you guys know, my earnings fluctuate a lot. So, you know, one month it looks like I'm on the path to 6 figures. And the next month it's like, oh no. And that's okay. It's like, why? I don't know where this 6-figure pressure came from. I think it's because, you know, as I get older and the friends that I went to university with, they are all growing in their careers. It's like their salaries are growing on kind of this linear scale, and I compare myself to them when I'm in a completely different industry than them. There's no use comparing. Plus, once again, my salary fluctuates. I also think like online, that kind of became a lot of the messaging, like watching content creators and stuff be like, oh, you know, setting that 6-figure goal. And I'm very impressionable. And so if I see someone else setting a 6-figure goal, then I'm like, oh, I should have that goal too. So there were definitely moments throughout the year. And I talked about these in these monthly money videos of comparison and being like, oh, this person makes 6 figures, I should make 6 figures. But I'm so glad I've finally just like released that. I've released that pressure, and it's like when it happens, the day, you know, that it's like, oh wow, I made 6 figures this year, it's gonna be amazing, but I don't need to be like so desperate for it or so in a rush, because like life is good and I have everything I need and then some. So yeah, I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. Zoey's very positive for this new month coming in. It's also kind of crazy to like demand 6 figures of yourself when like you can, like if you take a look at, you know, the average salaries in Canada, the average household income, like 6 figures is so far beyond that. And so to be like, wah, I don't make 6 figures, it's just so silly. And when I look at it that way, it's like such a relief, you know? I'm gonna put a pin in all of my rambles about November and the end of the year, but that's how I'm currently feeling. I would love to know how you are currently feeling in the comments down below. I love chatting with you guys about money. So go say hi in the comments, it'll make me so happy. Okay, now we are going to look at my cash envelopes. Here they are. We're going to empty them. So last month, what I did was I wanted to try something where I took what was left in the cash envelopes and used it towards next month's budget. It was kind of complicated for nothing, because at the end of the day, everything just evens out. In the past, what I would do was everything left in the cash envelopes would go towards my savings. That time it went to the budget, and then what was in my bank account went towards my savings. So it was all the same thing. It was a lot of extra work for no real reason. It was fun. I liked doing it. I'm glad I tried it. But this month I was like, I'm not gonna do that again. So I'm gonna get set up so I can do the 2-camera view, and let's see what's inside these cash envelopes. Okay, so I've set up in front of me a like dinner tray table for when I eat dinner on the couch. It's a little bit weird, but it's what we're gonna do because I have nowhere else to like use as my desk surface if I want to film in front of the Christmas tree. So let's open up my cash envelopes. We'll go category by category and see what's left. First up is groceries. This month I had budgeted $350 for groceries and we have $70 left. I know I did dip into my groceries category actually for some like dining out purchases towards the end of the month, but I'm so glad that I still have money left over. So big win here, we have $70. We'll put that to the side. The next category is coffee. You guys can see there's nothing left. Then we have treat yourself. Let's see what's left in here. $20, $30. Obviously, by the money left over, you guys can tell that I did not use my cash envelopes for my Black Friday shopping. I just put it on my credit card and was like, I'll deal with this later. I promise you guys, this month I am going to be filming the what I spent, so that will be a separate video. I do know, however, that I was like pretty good with being on budget this month, especially with like the travel and then everything at home. Everything was very, very, I guess, within reason. Aside from like the Black Friday shopping, I think there were like a few other little purchases here or there. I very much stuck to my budget with my day-to-day spending. Everything went great. The next category is home. I had budgeted $50 and we have $50 left. Then we have Maggie. What I had started doing was actually creating a sinking fund in cash, so leaving all of the money left over in the envelope. I'm gonna continue doing that because it really just gives me nice peace of mind. Let's see how much is in here. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, $230. That's amazing. $230 saved up for a rainy day when it comes to the dog or a vet visit, anything like that. I'm just gonna keep that in here. Put that to the side. Then we have dining out. I actually forget how much I had budgeted for this month, but let's see what I have left. So we have $20, $30, $34. To the side. Then we have personal care. Every month I budget about $60 to get my nails done and then some extras in case I need to go to the pharmacy, buy shampoo, buy tampons, whatever. This month all I did was my nails. So we have $20 left and some change. Put that all to the side. That's great. Gifts, I fully spent this. You guys saw the story of the expensive dinner. If you watched my mid-month check-in, I talked about that. Also, if you guys are watching this video right now and you're like, oh, I wanna know what she spent, but you don't wanna wait for the what I spend, most of the month spending, like half the month spending are in my mid-month check-in. So you guys, I'll link that down below. You can check it out while you wait for the what I spend video to come up. But I promise, last month I didn't get around to doing it because I went on my trip. I didn't have time. This month, it's happening. Now, the last two envelopes are my kind of savings envelope. Here we have the savings for Christmas envelope that I started. First time ever really saving, budgeting for Christmas, which feels amazing. And we have spent on credit. So throughout the month, if I went to the grocery store and didn't bring my cash envelopes and I put it on my credit card, I will go into my groceries envelope. Let's say I spent $40 on my credit card. I take $40 out of the groceries envelope and put it in here so that I can go to the ATM and use this to pay off my credit card. Just for fun, let's see how much is in this spent on credit envelope. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, $115. I might put this to savings. I might not actually use this towards my credit card. I might just put this towards savings, and I will tell you why in a moment. The last envelope here, once again, is my Christmas envelope. In here, I have $315. I've already bought one gift for $100 that I took from here, and there's $315 left, which is so good. I also decided to drain the rest of my vacation savings. I had $2,000 in my vacation savings and I used about 1,000 of it for my trip. The remaining 1,000 I decided to put towards Christmas gifts. So I moved that into a different savings account just in my bank so that I have easy access to it. Plus this means I right now have $1,300 saved up to buy Christmas gifts. That's a lot of money. I don't really know. I haven't figured out yet like how much I want to spend on everyone, who I'm buying for it. I haven't sat down and done that yet. Maybe I should do that in a vlog with you guys. Let me know if that would be interesting, but I just wanted to create as big of a buffer around Christmas as possible. And this can also include buying groceries. I'm planning to do some Christmas baking, so I can use this money to buy groceries related to that Christmas baking. Like, I just wanted to create as big of a comfort buffer as possible, because I think we've all been there. I've certainly been there, where I spend so much on Christmas gifts, and then you start the new year, you start January with this big credit card bill, and you're like, oh, like, I don't want to start 2024 with that headache. I want to start it feeling fresh. So this is really going to come in handy for that. Now, this leftover money, let's count it all. First, we're going to organize it. I don't know if I ever told you guys about this, but I worked at a bank in university. I worked in a retail bank. I worked at TD, Canada Trust. So that's where I got that counting money from, was I worked at the bank for a little bit. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, 80 bucks. Here we have 100, so 180, 190, $200 here in cash. Fantastic. The leftover small change, I've just been keeping it in my wallet, and it helps me out whenever I need to do exact change in a transaction. So like, I'm at the grocery store and I need to get exact change, or when I want to leave a tip at the nail salon, I'll do like a 5 and then like 6, 7. Oh my God, it's falling everywhere. I can do like a $7 or $8 tip at the nail salon. So I love just keeping the small change separate. So this $200, I have 2 options in my mind of what I can do with it. I can either contribute this to my Christmas savings, put it in this envelope and have $500 in cash for Christmas, or I can put this towards my emergency fund. I've decided I'm going to put it towards my emergency fund, and we will talk about why in just a moment. But that concludes the kind of what's left unstuffing the cash envelopes, which is honestly just as fun as stuffing them. Now, moving into the next chapter, if you will, of this video, I want to change up the order of things and talk about just kind of a current snapshot. So we just emptied the cash envelopes. I've talked to you guys about how I feel. Now, money-wise, where am I at for the month of December? In November, I earned about $6,000 before taxes, okay? Sound the alarm, before taxes. It's been a while since I've shared my income, but I just felt like since this was the last video of the month, I'm like, let's lay everything out on the table. This month, I earned about $6,000, which is fantastic. And that is across all of my sources of income: YouTube, copywriting, kind of Instagram, and actually that's it. I now have a new job, which is as a fitness instructor. It's kind of my new side hustle. I'm teaching bar classes at a studio here in Montreal, but I have not yet gotten paid. As I'm filming this, I've taught 1 class so far, and I don't think I'm gonna be getting paid for another 2 weeks. I will be getting paid twice a month from that job, and I have special plans with the income that I earn from that. We'll talk about that in another video once the income actually comes in. But across, my main sources of income, it was about $6,000 this month. My emergency fund, which is my big goal of the moment, is filling that emergency fund, and I really wanted to fill it up before 2024. Currently sits at $9,500 out of a total goal of $10,000. So I'm $500 away from my goal. I'm like so close yet so far away, but that's where that emergency fund currently sits. In November, I contributed $200 to my FHSA, which is my first-time homeowner savings account, and I contributed $100 to my TFSA, which is my tax-free savings account. Both of those are invested, and I use Wealthsimple for both of those. Then at the end of the month, every month, my goal is to put $500 or more towards my RRSP, and then we have the goal of the emergency fund. So 2 of my financial goals have been done. They're on auto deposit every month, and then there's 2 that I manually have to do. So right now, I'm kind of like, okay, I need $500 for my emergency fund and $500 for my savings goal of my retirement fund. I had a great month when it comes to earnings, but I also had a very high credit card bill. My credit card bill for my American Express was $2,300, which is a lot of money. About $1,000 of that is vacation spending, and that was covered by my vacation savings, but there's still $1,300 there that's coming out of my paychecks. I had a lot of business expenses this month, and a lot of those business expenses are actually reflected on that credit card bill as well. That's part of why it's so high, and it's separate from my cash envelopes. So a big chunk of my income is going towards paying off my credit card. The other thing I forgot to mention is I did get myself 1 month ahead, so taking out $1,000 for December's cash envelopes and putting aside $875 for my rent. Plus I have to pay my office rent and my office insurance. Life is expensive. But all that being said, right now in my accounts, I don't have $1,000 for the emergency fund and for the RRSP. So before filming this video, I had to sit down and reflect and not get mad at myself, not judge myself, not be angry at myself, but just say, okay, right now I don't have the money to put towards both of my goals. So which one am I gonna prioritize? Okay, let's pause. Which one do you guys think I'm gonna prioritize? Okay, the correct answer is I've chosen to prioritize my RRSP. Why? I've chosen to prioritize my RRSP because the emergency fund goal is time sensitive. I want to finish it by 2024. So I know that I'm going to be more aggressive in paying that off. If I took the $500 and right away put it towards my emergency fund, I know myself, the RRSP is not like a sexy time sensitive goal. I don't think I would go back and make up for that $500. I don't think in December I would try and aim for $1,000. I think I would just take the L and move away. So I told myself, I'm gonna put this money towards my RRSP. I'm gonna keep that commitment I made to myself, and I will make it happen that I pay off this emergency fund before the end of December. I will literally sell Mr. Snowman over there if I have to. I will do whatever it takes, but I know I'm not gonna do whatever it takes to fill up my RRSP because it's less exciting. So that's why I chose to prioritize the boring goal. And it might be kind of like a funny thing, but that was my thinking was, I know I'll get the other one done, so let's get this one out of the way and then move forward with the emergency fund. So that being said, this $200 gets me a lot closer to that $500 goal. Now I only need to come up with another $300 to be able to finally meet my goal of having a $10,000 emergency fund. The day that it happens, which will be soon, I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna film that video and we're all gonna celebrate and it's gonna be fantastic. But I'm trying to hype up filling up this emergency fund as much as I hyped up paying off my debt, because for me, paying off debt was like this challenge. It was great, like let's go. And building savings, it's my mind doesn't see it in the same way. So I'm trying to shift my mind into seeing it as this fun challenge. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna take my phone and we are going to transfer that $500. So I'm opening up my Wealth Simple app, Face ID. $500, submit, good job. So I just put that $500 towards my RRSP, feels great. We're not gonna hit all of our goals every single month. It's just things happen, shit happens, but I like to try and just celebrate each individual goal, feeling so good, feeling so proud of myself because like I talked about at the beginning of this video, I have 3 years of these monthly money resets on camera, and there were so many months where I was not even putting money towards my savings. I was not really thinking about my future. I was always looking backwards. So I'm just really grateful to be in this place where I am looking forwards, and I know that emergency fund is gonna get paid off ASAP. Like all I need is like one more sort of source of income to come in, like a paycheck right at the beginning of December, and we're good to go. I'm also gonna pay off my credit cards right now, so I'm gonna open up my banking app, and I'm going to send that $2,300 to my American Express. Now it is time for the best part of the video, stuffing the cash envelopes for December, creating December's budget. Just a reminder, or for anyone who is new, the cash envelopes are for my day-to-day spending. So not everything in my life falls into these categories of these cash budgets. Sometimes I go Black Friday shopping on my credit card. I also don't pay my Netflix bill with cash. I actually don't pay for my Netflix, my mom does. And for the month of December, I wanted to bring my budget back down to a nice even $1,000. I had brought it up a little bit in the prior months, and it actually worked out really, really great. It really set me up for success. But this month I was like, you know what? If I can just take out $1,000, spend that $1,000. It's really gonna make me happy. I've been wanting to do this for 2 months, but I really want to do a no spend week challenge, and I'm actually planning to start it on the first Monday of December. I will vlog it, so you guys, I'll like bring you guys along, but that should save me a lot of money. That being said, I still have to eat, so I did increase my grocery budget. Normally my grocery budget is between $400 and $450. For December, I decided to put it at $500 since I'm gonna have that week of like no takeout, no dining out. So let's do $100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 200, 2, 4, 6, 8, 300, 2, 4, 6, 8, 400, 2, 4, 6, 8, $500. Oh my gosh, that is so much money. And I always keep my points card, my scene points, which is at IGA. I keep that in the envelope, so I always have it handy. Okay, so $500 for groceries. I literally think that's the most money I've ever budgeted, like in an envelope. That's crazy. I will probably split this up. I don't really want to carry around $500 for the whole month, so I'll probably use a spare envelope and leave about half of this at home and just kind of split up the month so I'm not carrying as much cash on me. The next category is home, and for that I'm going to do $50. That is pretty standard for me. And last month, you guys saw I didn't even spend it. For treat yourself, I'm going to do $100. This is a pretty standard amount for me, and yes, I do often have moments where I will shop online, do a treat yourself moment on my credit card, but for cash, $100. Next up is Maggie's category with the sinking fund. Because the sinking fund is getting quite high, this month I decided to only add $100. 2, 4, 6, 8, 100. In November, I spent so much on coffee. It's actually unbelievable. November, I budgeted $30 and I probably spent over $100 on coffee between at home and on vacation, probably over $100. But you know what? It made me so happy. Anyways, I don't need to spend that again in December, so we're just gonna go with the standard $50. Earlier, I mentioned that I had taken money from my groceries and stuff. I took a lot of, I know in the past 2 days, because I went to Ottawa and was like hanging out with my sister and stuff, I think I spent probably like $20 on coffee from my groceries envelope, maybe a little bit more. Anyways, that's the beauty of cash envelopes. You can kind of pass between envelopes if you need to. Seeing as I'm going to be having a no spend week, I lowered my dining out budget just a little bit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 140. Where I normally do about $200. We will see how that goes. The final category that is getting money this month is personal care. I'm only going to budget for my nails this month, so $60. And then if anything, we have like some change in my wallet left over. But I think I have everything I need this month, like from the pharmacy and stuff. I don't really foresee anything coming up. Now, normally the last category would be gifts, but of course it's December. I'm gonna be spending Christmas gifts. I don't have any friends with birthdays in December, so I'm gonna leave this gifts category empty. Now is the best part where we get to refill this binder. I just love having the envelopes all nice and stuffed and filling them up in here. I seriously find it so satisfying. Like, look how good this looks. It's just so satisfying. I love it. So there we have it. December's budget is all set. I love cash envelopes so much, you guys. I will sometimes get comments being like, oh my gosh, it's such a hassle. Why do you do that? At this point, it's literally my hobby. Like I just love it. It brings me a lot of joy, and it's something that I can't wait to keep doing in 2024. Now, let's wrap up this video by talking about looking forward, what's next. I feel like I don't have that much coming up in December. No big purchases on the horizon except Christmas, of course. No crazy goals aside from my emergency fund that I've set. Again, I really just see this month as a chance to like wind down, reflect on the year. I'm really excited to sit down with like a tea and my journal and reflect on how my finances went in 2023, how 2023 went overall, the goals that I set that I missed, the goals that I set that I achieved, and of course, looking forward to 2024. Usually I wait right until the last minute. I'm not someone who really is like sits down in the middle of November or December and like starts thinking about the new year. I like to first reflect and let everything kind of wrap up. But I do have like a few ideas that are starting to come to the top of my mind. So it's really exciting. 2023 was amazing. And if anyone was here through all 12 monthly monies of 2023, you guys are amazing. If any of you have been here from previous years, you're amazing. And if this is the first one you watched, you're also amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this video was helpful or comforting, just maybe kept you company, maybe inspired you to take a look at your finances. It's never as scary as it seems. It's actually a lot of fun once you kind of get the ball rolling. Thank you guys for an amazing year of monthly monies, what I spend in a month, payday routines, all of the different, names that I give this series. I'm always trying to see what works best. And actually, what works best is how I budget. So thank you guys for an amazing year of how I budget, your support and your just kind of friendship and companionship along this journey for me has been amazing. I love you so much. I'm gonna get emotional, but this is not the end. It's not the end. I will see you guys so soon. Once again, let me know what year-end videos you want to see from me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. And just for fun, comment a little egg because, hey, we never addressed it, but the egg sweater came back for this video. Okay, I love you guys so much. I will stop talking now. Bye.